art therapist mainly. So what we're doing here today is a bit of art and well-being in nature. So obviously not therapy, but just a chance for people to realise that art and creativity and expression, especially in nature, is just abundantly good for them in so many ways. So we've got a lot of different ideas set up. We've got this board for a few suggestions for people. One of the most popular things is a transformation spinner, which basically means we take a paper plate and we put a caterpillar on one side and a butterfly on the other, and we hang them up and watch them spin and transform so we can see the process of nature. And some people are taking it upon themselves to use different types of animals, their favourite animal or their favourite place in nature. One little girl did a moon and a sun on either side, so any type of transformation that appeals to them. And then down here we've got loads of hand prints and paints. We've got nature printing, so some people are printing leaves and pressing them down. Some people are using sticks and flowers instead of paintbrushes. And the only other thing that we're using that is actually bought is paint and glue, really, because obviously we've got to get a little sticky and a little messy to make it work. But yeah, and then we've got some chalk drawings up here, so we've got people leaving messages of how it feels to be here and how important nature is to them and how they want to kind of preserve that for the future. And you can see from everything around me that the children are leading the way, but we do need everyone to participate, we need everyone to join in, and we're just having a fabulous, fabulous day. Like, the sun is speaking to us today, so we're here for the right reasons.
And I've been here with the Lisburn Ukes ukulele group. We were playing earlier up at the Edward Carson statue. Got a really nice reception. And there's a real sense here of spontaneity about this occasion. I gather it was put together by 3 young women. So, you know, fair play to them for putting this together and drawing attention to the changes that are happening in the climate that we all need to do something about. Not tomorrow, not in 3 weeks' time, but right now, today.
Well, a part of the people that came today is part of a band, so the Boomstrap Brass Band. We play New Orleans music and it's all very like improvisatory. So we had some of the people from that band over there, and then we've also been just as a group of people practicing jamming together. So really like arriving with no expectations and seeing what happens and allowing the messiness and the chaotic nature of the music, as well as then those beautiful moments where everyone's kind of aligned. And so that's like the whole point of the jam session, really. think the biggest takeaway is that this is for everyone. Like, literally anyone can get involved. We had made proposals like shakers and things like that, so that like little kids could get involved. We had people who we'd never met come up and start drumming, just join in whatever way they felt comfortable with. So it's like, for me, this isn't even performance, it's just playing music, and then that's this boundary between the audience and the performers is kind of like blurred, and music is for everyone, you know.
I'm not ambitious, just need a chance. Let me continue this epic dance. Lost my way, got on the wrong track. You got a train that can take me back. Oh my, oh
my. So the CD project at Ulster Wildlife is working to raise awareness about the flapper skate. We have this species in our Northern Irish waters, and this is actually quite a small model of the flapper skate. It can reach up to 3 metres from the tip of its nose to the tip of its tail and reaches a wingspan of 2 metres. This species is unfortunately critically endangered, and it used to be referred to as the common skate years and years ago, but unfortunately it was overfished, and we're working with local anglers around the coast in best practice catch, tag and release. So anglers will catch this species and pop a little tag in it and then release it back into the water to help conserve it. This is a flapper skate egg case, so we are also asking members of the public if they find these out on the beach to tell us about them, because that also provides us with critical information about how the species is used in our waters. We're also raising awareness about our native oysters. We're working to help increase their numbers, and they also absorb carbon, so it's pretty fitting for the Climate Craic Festival, because they will help fight climate change as well if we can boost their numbers.
You dress yourself in her clothes, so put yourself in her shoes. It's not like nobody knows, we just ignore the abuse. Another scandal unveiled, but we see nobody jailed. The brand undoubtedly claim that their suppliers to blame. It's like the cycle repeats and we just roll with the tide, unlikely ever to cease as long as revenues rise. They say it's hard to compete and even harder to fix, but that's no reason to treat another human like this. And it's not just overseas, we see atrocious treatment here in Ireland unseen, like an open secret. Car washes, housemaids, fishing trawlers at sea, massage parlours, prostitution, nail bars on the street. The last decade in this country we found hundreds of victims, but failed to see even just one person convicted. The worst in Western Europe, we've done little to make right. A free country, slave labour hidden in plain sight. Thank you.
Animal farming takes up 83% of all agricultural land and is responsible for the great majority of food's greenhouse gas emissions, and yet provides us with only 1/3 of our protein and less than 1/5 of our calories. Even the most efficient animal farming systems are worse for the environment than the most inefficient plant farming systems. But if we make this dietary change, we can reduce food production's greenhouse gas emissions by more than half. And because plant farming is so much more resource efficient, we can feed everyone and free up 3 billion hectares of land. Which sounds like a lot, because it is. It is the equivalent of the landmass of the continental United States, the European Union, China and Australia combined. Imagine what we could do with 3 billion hectares. When we allow other lives to flourish, then we flourish too. If you want to know what the future feels like, then go vegan today. Thank you.
Okay, hello everybody. We are Beyond Skin, and we're happy to be here to give some good vibes for you. So we're gonna talk about, you know, the recycling today, how to look at the recycling, what to maybe make of the recycling before we throw that to the bin. So I teach my students, I'm a music teacher, I teach my students to look, you know, through the music and all the stuff in a different way. So today we're gonna use, to create some music, we're gonna use all the recycling stuff. I will show you how to make a music called Something of Nothing, okay? So enjoy!
And watch it on now. She will teach you some moves. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I'm having a good day. There's a good spirit about the place.
Yeah, and we just did some African dancing as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we put on some skirts and some hula. And we danced, didn't we?
Yeah, it's been a good day. It's a well-organised festival, and I would have expected there to be more people here because we're addressing very important issues. It's something that affects everybody, and I'm disappointed that there isn't as many people here as I feel that there should be. It's just about what to do when you get home, when you have this message. It's quite a short day, so you try to squeeze so many things in. But yeah, the right issues are definitely being addressed, but it's stuff that's said and it's stuff that we're all conscious of. Climate protest is something that's very serious, but I don't know if it's going to change the government. It's very hard to change anything here. It's kind of frustrating.
Let my brain in, I'm not cursed. We'd be the same, better or worse. Ooh, it's just a game. No one comes first.
Hi, I'm Michael. I've been having a great time here representing Cedar at the Climate Craic. And we've been engaging with lots of families and people about the natural world and about how environmental data is really important into understanding the problems that we face. So we've been doing a bit of mini beast hunting and looking at oak galls, some fungi as well, and just really getting people involved in what we're doing at Cedar.
Hi, I'm Nigel and I'm here representing the Education Department at National Museums Northern Ireland. Basically here at the event to talk to people a little bit about our new education programme, particularly our new natural sciences programmes where we're helping to teach people from an even younger age about how to engage with climate activism, how to learn about conservation, talk about the importance of biodiversity and looking after our local species. I think the takeaway that I would be really hoping that any visitors that engaged with us would be to learn that big national organisations in Northern Ireland are working towards helping our biodiversity, helping with climate issues, and really hoping that they then think of us when they hear about those kinds of things happening.
So Climate Festival is finished, the first ever, and I think it's gone brilliantly. Like, there's been so much positive feedback from different people that they've engaged, they've made connections. They had some really like spectacular, beautiful moments where art combined with climate action, which is like exactly what this was going to be the essence of. So I think it's gone fantastically. We had a great turnout. We sold 2,000 tickets. I think there was more than that came on the day as well, because people just kind of heard of it, saw that the sun was shining and thought, what better place to be than Stormont with live music, climate action and fabulous people. So it's just been fantastic. I'm beyond chuffed and relieved and happy and everything. So there's a few components to what inspired me. One was really bringing people back together, like having been so separated and disconnected throughout the pandemic. I thought it was just so important for people to actually physically be together again and making those connections across the environmental climate movement, and not only from people who are already in it but people who are just learning more. Like the IPCC report just came out and has really made it clear as day how urgent a crisis this is. More people are getting like enthused, curious as to what's going on, and this was the perfect place for them to come and learn, engage and meet people that they can connect with over these big topics. So that was a big part. Now, why do we choose Stormont in particular is obviously to try and get some political action, because at the end of the day there's one thing connecting individuals, the human beings, but we really need political action to prioritise the climate crisis, to prioritise climate solutions, to prioritise these wonderful people who are doing so much fantastic stuff but just need political backing to make sure that the good things happen. I think the fact that we came at it from a very positive, like solutions-based way resonated with the like humanity in politicians. So what I'm hoping that they'll take away from that is, once again, the support that's there from their citizens, but also the enthusiasm and the reality like this is such a collective issue which needs a collective solution. This isn't another opportunity to pick sides and be divisive. This is something where we need to come together. It's a shared problem, and I think whenever you have community, whenever you have entertainment, whenever you have fun, that brings people together and you can overcome those divides. Engaging in the conversation, caring about it, and then turning that care into action, such as pushing our politicians, voting accordingly and making sure that you're holding the people in power accountable. That's, I would say, the main take home. And stay connected, that's the other thing. Do not view this as something you have to do alone. Like this is why we're all here together. This is a team thing. Find your people, find the people you can talk about this with, you can share the ups and downs and create action together.
Thank you so much!
I'd like to welcome you all to your new reality. Isolated solitude is nothing new to me. It's gonna take a gulp of pride before we start to fall. A top-notch warning shot before we heed the call. How dark must be the night before it finally dawns. No one's gonna miss you when you're gone. Can you in good conscience take pleasure in the pain? A trillion lives uprooted with so many done in vain. Countless branded slave-eyed by the butcher from its birth. How lucky the man he saw before he touched the earth. How dark must be the night before it finally dawns. No one's gonna miss you when you're gone. The whole world's on fire. We're all gonna die. The water's getting higher. No one seems to care. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I can't see mother shedding any tears, for they each say overstayed 1,000 bloody years. All our bricks and steel will take an instant to conceal. What sort of injury take 1,000 years to heal? Can't be too long, 'cause he brings back the snow. She's not gonna miss you when you go. The whole world's on fire. We're all gonna die. The water's getting higher, and no one seems to care. Oh la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I have a vision of how free this land will be, when our rough and treacherous will all be set free. Birds flying easily on a new clean breeze. Fish swimming fearlessly upstream and in the seas. Elk again will roam the the oaks allowed to grow, they're not gonna miss you when you go. The whole world's on